name is Carina and welcome to the Carina Chronicles. In March I will participate in 2 readathons, both March of the Mammoths and Middle Grade March, and I'm going to show you my TBR for both of them and the rest of the month, and it's ridiculous again. Let me show you. So when I was like assembling my March TBR, I remembered something of 2 years ago, or 3 maybe even, that I participated in 2 readathons at the same time. Well, like I kind of combined them in some way, and they really fitted well together, and I also really like both of them. And I figured out, let's try to look up if it's still happening this year, and both of them were. I will link the videos of the creators down below, obviously, but I have decided to incorporate these readathons in my March TBR. I won't be participating very actively in these readathons, like I don't expect to be participating in sprints or any other things, but I will try to follow the rules and the prompts, and I am looking forward to that. So thank you to them for creating these readathons. Middle Grade March is created by people that named their account Middle Grade March, so that's easy to find. And then March of the Mammoths is by Old Blues Chapter and Verse. So again, I'll link them down below, won't be talking about it much more anymore, but I will show you my TBR and tell you what the readathons are about at the same time. So starting off with Middle Grade March, it's kind of self-explanatory. In March they try to read as much middle grade as possible to encourage people to try some middle grade books, because they're really great usually. I noticed myself as well, so I really think I agree with them. And also working in the bookstore as I do, it's nice to also have read some middle grade books so that you can recommend more, because people are looking for books for children all the time and you want to know what's in there. And this is the perfect readathon to do so. So they have 5 prompts for this readathon, and I have 4 books. And I thought that was enough, as I'm doing another readathon, but I will show you the 4 books that I chose to do for the Middle Grade March readathon. Starting with a book that I can't really show you, but it is a Dutch one anyway, so you probably won't know it, won't have heard of it. It's written in the 1950s, so it's been a while, and it really fits the prompt talking about refugees. This is about avalanches, and it's a children's story. It's called Lawines Razen by Rutgers van der Loeff. Crazy name. So Dutch, by the way. But I was told by a customer that comparing my taste to his taste, I would really love this book. So I decided to buy it secondhand, and I found it and I started reading it immediately. So I'm immediately cheating a tiny bit because I've already started this book in February, but I'm not really far in yet. It is really heartbreaking actually, because as I said, it's about avalanches, and this boy needs to evacuate from his little village, losing everything he knows, but meeting people on the way. And it's supposed to be wholesome, I think, but I've not yet arrived to the wholesome part. It's just heartbreaking for now. So then for the prompt have an animal on the cover, I chose a werewolf on the cover. And I have chosen the book Dolfje, Weerwolfje by Paul van Loon. Another Dutch book, but this is really a classic. This is a series about a boy who turns into a werewolf. And I remember it as being very exciting, but also very wholesome as well. I really liked it, but I don't remember that much about it. So I really need to reread this. This is a new copy that I got because they reprinted it and gave it away for almost free to encourage people to, well, gift it to children and stuff. But I'm collecting them as well, obviously, because it's so nice to have my favorite children's books in, well, brand new copies, so that I own them all, because I usually borrow them from the library, so I didn't have them. Same for this one. So really excited to get into it again. It's really small. It's for the age of 7, so I think I can maybe read this in half an hour or something, but I'm really looking forward to it. And then to go to something, the prompt that a book I think I missed out on. I think I was really hyped with this, the TV series at least. I was really hyped with this when I was younger, but I started a little bit too late, so I didn't follow everything, and I wanted to be really invested, but I slightly missed the train. So I decided that I'm going to read the manga that's made out of it, and as you might know by now, because I've been doing this whole of 2024, I read one manga or graphic novel or comic per month this year, because I wanted to try them out more. So this fits perfectly for this readathon. I'm going to read Pokémon Volume 1. So this is Pokémon Adventures Red and Blue. This is originally the first series. It doesn't follow the TV series exactly, or the TV series don't really follow the manga or exactly, so they will slightly differ. Already the name of the main character is changed, because in the TV series it's Ash and in the manga it's Red. So still looking forward to this, and really something I think I've missed out on in my childhood, so that fits the prompt perfectly. And then the fourth, and for me last prompt, is a book that was a debut by an author. And for this I decided to go with the book that I actually got from my TBR jar. So this is the moment to show you the clip that I took 2 or 3 weeks ago when I finished my last TBR book, The Echo Man. It was great. I will tell more in my wrap up. But I grabbed a new book from my TBR jar, and it was this one, and it will fit this prompt perfectly. So, hello, hi. I need to go to a concert. I have like 1 minute spare time, but I finished The Echo Man. So I'm going to put this inside the jar with the finished things. And I'm going to grab a new one. I know I'm only going to read it in March. You will probably only see this in my March TBR video, but I'm just so curious what I'm going to read for my TBR jar next. So I wanted to grab it immediately after finishing The Echo Man. It was great, by the way. So the jar is working. So first we have this. This is so hard with one hand. Please. Woohoo! Okay. Let's go for this one. This was quite scary with one hand. Okay, let's grab some from the bottom. 2 and 3. This one is the one I wanted to grab. I'm sorry, you are going back in. Oh. Okay. So, first we have, I'm going to read it with you. No. Bezonken rood bij Ehrenbrouwers. I really don't want to read this, but this is the second time I grab it. How is that even possible? This jar is so big and it's only the third time. Okay. Second one is Studio Sex by Lisa Markloot. I really don't want to read that one as well. Is this the first time I'm going to be sad? Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, J.K. Rowling. This would mean I would read the first part, because I'm not starting with the 7th part in the series. This is also the second time I grab a Harry Potter book out of here. I'm going with Harry Potter. We're just going to read Harry Potter now. Great. I am excited. I'm going to read The Philosopher's Stone, I guess. Great. Okay, that was it. So I know I'm a little bit cheating, because is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling really a middle grade book. I would say the first one is. Like the later on the series is for older children, but I do think this is still middle grade, kind of. So I do think it fits, and I'm really excited to finally read it in English. I think I've read this book when I was a child, like 30 times maybe. Like really, really often, but always in Dutch. And I own the English copies and I've never read them. So that's why they're in my TBR jar, and I was really happy when I grabbed this one. And I think it fits the debut prompt as well, because this was the first book of J.K. Rowling that was published. So, great! So those were actually the books that I'm reading for the middle grade March readathon. And then instead of doing the 5th prompt, which is a middle grade book with one word title, by the way, but I'm not doing that one. Instead of that one, I'm doing one book for the March of the Mammoths readathon. That readathon is very easy. It's very easy, but it's so much fun. Everyone has a little bit of a fear for big books, just admit it. Like, reading them is not the problem, starting them is the problem. Because they look at you and you look at them and you're like, you're going to put me in a reading slump, or you're going to make me not finish all the other books I want to finish. Am I really going to do this? So the only prompt or the only idea of the March of the Mammoths readathon is that you choose one book over 800 pages and you dedicate March to make some progress in it. You don't even have to finish it to complete this readathon. You just need to start the book you've been afraid of that is more than 800 pages. And that fits perfectly because there is one more book that I really, really, really should have finished like a million years ago, and that it was still on my shelves. It's even borrowed from friends, and we've gotten to the point that they forgot that I have it. I obviously don't forget it. They will get it back, but they've probably forgotten that I have it. And so this is shameful. I don't want to be that person. So we're going to read it in March. And that is The Evening and the Morning by Ken Follett. So this series is incredibly popular, but some people describe it as Lucinda Riley, The Seven Sisters, but then a little bit more historical. And that doesn't sound great, to be honest, because I really didn't really like The Seven Sisters. And this is even bigger, and if it also gets more historical and without any plot happening, I don't know if I'm up for that. This series has like 5 books in there now, and this is the prologue. Like, okay, sure. It has 900 pages, and I'm going to try it. And I borrowed it because if I really don't like it, when I buy the first book, I'm really tempted to, even if I didn't like it, just complete my collection and also buy the rest. So now I don't have to. I just borrowed this book. I will try it. I don't think I will really like it. But if I do, I can still buy the series, you know? So this is my Mammoth of March. Wish me luck with this. As if this isn't enough, we have 2 books that I need to finish this month because they're both like kind of book clubs. They're more traveling books, as we call them. You annotate them and you give them to the next person, and both books had a deadline of the 31st of March. So I didn't start them in January or February, so I need to finish them in March. And the first one of that is a thriller, and it's Fear the Silence by Robert Brinstad. I don't know anything about this. I like to keep it that way with thrillers. The only thing I know is that he usually writes series, but this is standalone. So that's nice because I've always wanted to read something by him, and now I can read a standalone and just figure out if he's something for me without a big commitment. So I need to annotate this one, which difficult with a thriller, I would say. So we'll see. And the other one, I don't have the dust jacket because that stayed with the girl from who the book is, but is A Bright Heart by Chen Li. And this is a Chinese-based fantasy. I think it's YA as well, and it's kind of about resurrection, kind of thingy. Second chance, life, something like that. Actually, I am really excited about this one. So I think I'm going to start with a thriller because more chance that I will finish them both because I'm more excited about this one. You know? You probably know what I mean. I feel like you will know. And then there are a few more books that I need to talk about. I'm doing a buddy read as I do every month, and this month it is Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. The second part in the God Killer series. I read the God Killer last year. I bought it in a special edition because I was so tempted because everyone around me did that. And now I obviously needed the matching special edition of the second part of the sequel of this series. So that's why I have Sunbringer immediately when it came out. And I was like, let's make it worth it. Let's just read it immediately. So I'm buddy reading this one in March. I'm filming this at the first and we officially actually started, but the book is still at my friend. So I can't show it to you. I will show a picture on the screen obviously, but I can show the book physically to you and I will only have it in like a week. So I will be behind the moment I start, but it's fine. It's fine. And then we also have a book at my office that I don't work in that often, but I will probably finish that only in April. But it's Love redesigned by Lauren Asher. Who am I? Reading a romance book and reading not a romance book, but a Lauren Asher book is out of character for me, I would say. But maybe I love her. Maybe I am just, I don't know, I'm not a romance person, so I'm usually like afraid when a lot of people like it, but then because then I'm like, this might be too romancy for me. But we'll see. I got it as a review copy and I started it and the first 50 pages were fine. So that's actually all that I've read until here, and I plan on finishing it in April, not rushing it in March, but then you know that I'm reading that. Then I also always try to read a book every month that I'd already started in 2023 and need to finish in 2024, and to give myself a more impossible and undoable task for March, I decided that it was time to finish this chunky thing because it fits the March of the Mammoths vibe, you know. This is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I actually started this in summer because I planned on reading this series like every summer one book, which I know it will take 17 years, but who cares? I loved the idea. But then my copy got completely destroyed because something broke in my bag and it was unreadable. So I needed to buy a new copy and I did. It's brand new, it's shiny. But that made me stop reading it and I haven't continued since. I only finished the part because I was like, otherwise I'm going to forget. So I have finished part 1, which is like 250 pages or something. So I need like 3/4 of the book still. I will read a recap of part 1 and then I need to finish this because I was really enjoying myself. The destroyed book just destroyed my reading pace of this. And then one more is the book that I'm going to read at my job where I'm usually at, because I always read the book there. And I'm going with some more hype. I'm going to read Argyle by Ellie Conway. In the meantime, we know who Ellie Conway is, but at the moment I bought this, people still thought it might be Taylor Swift. Spoiler, it's not Taylor Swift. If you don't want to know who it is, you should probably not watch my wrap-up of this. But for now, I will keep it vague. If you want to know, just leave a comment. I will gladly tell you in the comments, but I don't want to spoil everyone in this TBR. But Ellie Conway is a pseudonym, and it's a thriller again. Who am I this year? Too many thrillers and even romance. Crazy. And the last thing that I also want to read, I know this is ridiculous again, But there are two other books that I haven't finished from my February TBR that I really want to finish. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I will spoil my wrap-up with that. And I don't want that. But those will be the first two books that I read. I promised myself they are going to be finished first before I start reading any of these other books. I plan on doing a 24-hour readathon challenge kind of thingy on the 7th of March. I will film it for you. It won't be live. Well, I will do live updates on Instagram, but it won't be live on YouTube. But I will make a video, a reading vlog out of it, and I have some fun ideas for that. But before, I would like to start that readathon with like clean sheet, you know? I really hope that before the 7th of March I finish the two books I wanted to finish in February, and I can start the 7th of March with my March TBR. So let's hope that works out. This was actually it. Please let me know if you have a ridiculous TBR as well and which books you are most excited about. Have you read any of these? Except for Harry Potter. I think you will have read Harry Potter. Maybe. But this was actually it. I really hope you liked it. If you liked this video, please leave a like. And if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, you will be notified whenever I post a new video. I hope you'll have a lovely day filled with books, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. I forgot to tell that I am on a holiday for the last week of March, which will help my reading. I mean, I'm hours in the train. There will be some moments that my sister and I don't want to socialize, so we will be reading. So I will have time to